show, Cafecito and Tattoos. Hanging with Machi.
Welcome to Cafecito and Tattoos. I'm here with the legend himself, Tito Puentes Jr. Tell me, brother, how you been, my friend?
Mira, aquí estamos en la introducción con un campana de Tito Puente. Eso.
Oh, yeah, brother, listen, I really appreciate you being on the show. And seriously, from the heart, man, your father is a legend to all of us. And a legend in the sense that I'm 47. I think you're about 49, right?
Yeah.
49. You lived with the man. It's your father. But for a stranger, that name related to me and my upbringing. And have him shine the way that he did, he made everybody feel special. And he was every Latino's dad. So thank you for sharing with him with us.
Oh, man, absolutely, brother. And I know that every drummer, especially a percussion player, they were always inspired by Tito Puente, Rey de Timbal, and he was everybody's uncle. He was the Mambo Pope. So yeah, man, I'm glad he inspired you, man, and in your upbringing and just musically. That's cool.
That guy, he was always happy, and I'm sure he had his shitty days like we all do. But when he performed, that joy and that passion was always there.
Yeah, he always enjoyed it. He had that espíritu that was very unique to coming from humble beginnings, being born and raised in Spanish Harlem, New York, being a street musician. That's what he was. Tito Puente was a street musician. So he's very approachable man, always felt good, lived every day to the fullest, and got to live to the ripe old age of 77 years old, and very happy. Yes, he was.
Pablo, and let me ask you, how hard was it for you? Because you got the same name, so you can't hide. Like, you better play the drums or you're going to get your ass kicked.
That's right. That's right. It was, I didn't start off with salsa or mambo music. I started playing heavy metal and rock music. I was a rock drummer when I first started. And then I started doing Latin house music and dance music in the early 90s.
Real quick, who were you listening to when you were into rock?
Okay, so some of my favorite drummers you guys might not know, but Neil Peart of Rush, Phil Collins, Chester Thompson, Max Weinberg. I loved all the heavy metal drummers. Lars Ulrich, Metallica, Dave Lombardo, Slayer. Very heavy metal, rock stuff. And I love that thrash metal. It was something fun for me when I was growing up. I wasn't into salsa or mambo music until I started traveling with Tito Puente. And that's when I started feeling that clave rhythm, the conga, the timbal, the bongo. That's when I started getting into that bag.
And did it just come out? Like, when you heard it, is it something that transcended to your hands and you felt you should have been there all along?
Mira, somos Latino. So Latino people, we have this metronome in our heart. It's called clave. Cha, 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 cha. Cuando yo escuchando la música de salsa, mambo, merengue, we start moving. It's just a Latino thing. Maybe it's in our blood, our DNA, but I started feeling it when I started being around my father a lot more. Listening to the radio and playing my cassette tapes and vinyl when I was growing up, I listened to rock music, and it was the genre of music that was on the radio at that time in New York. So Tito Puente, he was more international, being played around the world, not only in New York City, but I wasn't listening to the La Mega, Se Pega station or anything like that, I was listening to, the pop stations. But yeah, that's really where I got it from. It was already instilled in me, being Hispanic, Puerto Rican, drummer, percussion player, and I always felt that rhythm, that Latin rhythm.
At what age did you say, okay, this is my lane and I'm running away with it?
I started playing rock music at the age of 14. So that was like I was doing the Battle of the Bands in high school, and I started playing with the class orchestra and band and in school and high school and junior high as well. I started off with bass, and they always say bass players are frustrated drummers and drummers are frustrated bass players. So I went from bass and I moved over to drums. And as growing up, you would probably know, just like I do, like every kid knows, your parents tell you not to touch something, and what do? You go and touch it. So What happened with me is Tito Puente had a lot of drums in the garage. He said, no toque mi timbal, no toque los bataras, don't touch my drums. course, you know, I come home from school, I start whacking on them, and that's how I started picking up on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
As far as your creative process, putting together an album, how do you manage that?
Well, I was doing first. I did rock music, and then I did pop music, and with Latin house music, and that was very electronic. So I had a lot of keyboards, and I did the live percussion over the drum beats and the drum rhythm basses and stuff. But now I take a lot of my father's arrangements, the music that he left on this planet, all the musical paper and the scores of music, and I just apply that with my orchestra, and I try to keep it true to the way they originally wrote it back in the 1950s. And compiling an album together, like the new one I got coming out in a couple of weeks, the new album is compiled of songs that were hits of Tito Puente from the 1950s all the way to the 70s. I wanted to take that 30-year career well, he had a 50-year career, but that 30-year segment, and just kind of cherry pick the great songs that salsa mambo dancers love. And that's how I put my album together.
And I love it, man. It's funny because I was telling my wife, I'm a big music fan. You know, I listen, except country music, I like everything else. Country, yeah, country is the only one that I just can't connect, no matter how hard I try. But when it comes to mambo, there's something about that music that makes you smile and makes you feel good about yourself.
Yeah, it's a spiritual music. It's Afro-Cuban music. That's what we're playing. Today they call it salsa. Mi papá dice, salsa tomate Goya. Salsa spaghetti. So you put your sauce in or your chips in at the restaurant. This music is Afro-Cuban music. It's built on rhythm. It's built on the conga, the timbal, the bongo. That's what really makes people dance to these sounds. It's not the trumpet or the singer or the piano player. They have melodies, but it's that rhythm, the rhythm that you hear throughout any mambo or cha-cha-cha, or rumba music, son montuno music. It all comes from the the African Yoruba tribe. It comes from Africa. It all stems from the motherland. Thus, it came to Dominican Republic, to Cuba, and to Puerto Rico, the Caribbean, and then over into Colombia and South America, and where they have all their derivatives of the genre of salsa music. But the music that we're listening to, or the music that I'm particularly playing, is Afro-Cuban music. It's mambo music, and it does make people dance around the world.
When you're performing, and obviously you've been doing it now successfully for many, many years, what has been your moment? That one moment that you can't forget that was the most special?
Man, there's so many, Papa. I could go on and on with the great moments. I think every time I perform Tito Puente music, but I think it was the memories, or the special moments for me was performing with Tito Puente, with my dad on stage. And those were in the 90s before he passed away in May of 2000. In the early 90s, I got to share the stage with him and travel around the world with him and perform. But I was only just a cowbell player. I played on the side, con un maraca, you know. He didn't let me upstage him at all, even though I was a cute kid, but he didn't let me upstage him. You know, he was Tito Puente, el rey de timbal. But those were the times those were the moments I cherished the most, being on stage with him.
And who have you performed with that really stands out and you said, man, I collaborated with this person and we really made magic happen that day?
Wow, there's a lot of great musicians that I grew up with, and then some that I never got to collaborate with. But I think now, as I get older, and the honorary respect that Tito Puente has over all musicians in every genre of music, from rock, from Carlos Santana to Sheila E., to the great Dean Martin, the old Gene Krupa, the old cats, and even the ones that are still no longer with us, and the ones that are still around today, like the Tony Bennett's and the great musicians and the singers of our time. They all still have a love and respect and admiration for Tito Puente. And to me, those are the ones that I look up to, and they inspire me.
Is there anyone that you have circled that you say, okay, I'm going to put something special together, and that's one person that I'm going to work with?
Well, I've been told this for the past 20 years. I got to do something with Carlos Santana. We're trying to get it together. It's just his schedule's a little separated different than mine, but we're going to get something together. But this new album, I'm going to be working with my friend Sheila E. And she's one of the greatest female percussion players alive today. I'm so excited to be working with her. She knocked it out the park. She did a beautiful video and played on the album. So I'm really fond of her, and I look up to her, and I'm glad I'm working with her, along with all the great acts and artists that are performing on the album as well. Tony Vega, Jose Alberto Canario, El Meñique, Yolanda Duque, Frankie Negron, on and on. There's just so many great singers that work indirectly and directly with Tito Puente, Ballet Father. Cool.
Awesome. And now let me ask you, you gotta be honest with me here. With all the performances that you've had, have you had one that wasn't good? One that you said you got there and you were recovering from the night before?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there were some rough ones. I gotta say the one that I don't think I ever regretted a performance, but there were ones that kind of, the stage kind of broke, and the light fell and things like that, just scary. Rain, lightning, just stuff like that. The drums fell down, some crazy stuff. I have some crazy fans too. They love Tito Puente. They love to dance on stage, dancing salsa, bien borracho, they come up on stage and, mira Tito, te quiero mucho, they go crazy. I'm used to it because I love the rock world. So stage diving and mosh pits, they're all cool. So it's just funny seeing that. Yeah, man, I love that stuff. Oh yeah, I love that stuff. And I used to do it when I was younger. I got my teeth knocked out. My father's like, "What are you doing?"
You were moshing, huh?
I was moshing. So I gotta invent a mambo mosh or mambo metal record where I can get like an Iron Maiden sound with Tito Puente together, and I'll mishmash it together.
Hey, that'll be fire, bro.
Yeah.
And let me ask you, in regards to the music industry and the internet, that you have access to everything whenever you want, do you feel that it's done like a disservice to the music industry, or do you see it as an ally and you find a way to navigate through it?
That's an excellent question, and I don't know how really the industry is compiling itself right now. It's always a shift every year. It's a little bit different. You can follow the leaders. You can follow the Justin Biebers and the Weeknd and all the top 10, the guys that are on Billboard and how they release their records, but they have a fan base that's unique to them. So I consider my fan base unique to the sound of Tito Puente, salsa dancers, mambo nicks, Italians, Jewish people, old ladies. How you doing, Tito? Those are my fans, So I consider them the ones that really want something tangible, como un CD. They want something tangible that they can play and open up, or maybe even some vinyl. So what I plan on doing with my record is they are going to digitally stream it, but I'm going to wait on that maybe about a month or two where I can give something tangible to the fans. And I think they want like a t-shirt. I think you got to combine things now, like a bundle. Ponga un CD, un t-shirt, yo tengo un vaso de picante, like a hot sauce. So, and maybe a timbal stick or something.
And a Viagra.
Yeah. And put on some Tito Puente, man, and have some kids. Something like that. I think that's the way the industry for the Latin music world is kind of going to go. I think salsa and mambo music, people still like to listen to it in that format, the compact disc, cassette, vinyl format. I'm not sure if they really, and radio, of course, is wonderful, but digital radio stations now are being more diverse with the songs that they play, which is a good thing. I really couldn't tell you where it's going, but I'm going to kind of just follow the lead of where the fans really would like. And I'm getting the feedback that they want, that type of format.
Can we get you to remix reggaeton? Because reggaeton right now is blowing up.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that we can sample shit like crazy, bro.
Yeah.
And it's going to bring back people our age and older, but get the new generation going with Maluma, with Balvin, and all these guys. Do you think you can put something together like that?
I could do something like that. I've gotten calls from the Daddy Yankee camp and the Tego Calderon and the reggaeton guys of today, the J Balvins, the Bad Bunny. Those guys are very, very popular. And I like the fact that they still respect Tito Puente and what he represented, how he opened up the doors. Because a lot of these reggaetoneros, a lot of just Latin artists wouldn't be where they're at if it wasn't for the pioneers. Celia Cruz, Johnny Pacheco, Tito Puente. Those are the pioneers that opened up the doors. Abierto un puerto bien fuerza para todo el mundo latino to come in. The Jennifer Lopez's, the Mark Anthony's, the Ricky Martins, they all flooded the gates when that whole Latin pop thing came in. But Puente, Celia Cruz, La Lupe, those were the kings and queens and the titans that really helped out. Yeah. They're the ones that paved the road for all of us. So I think reggaeton, definitely I would love to do something with that. And I like the fact that they're still respecting the elders,
Oh, absolutely. Cool. We would love to see it, bro.
Yeah.
We would love to see it, bro. I think it would be amazing, bro.
Yeah, I would love to be involved.
How I'm going to put it together. Let me make some calls.
Cool. All right.
In regards to the passion that you have, and that's what I love, that you are mambo. That just a person, everything that comes with it. How busy are you with that genre? What new things I know you got your album coming out. Mm-hmm. Aside of your album, what else do you have right now on your plate?
Doing a lot of different branding. I wanted to brand a lot of things simply because it's last year the coronavirus hit us. Pandemic really stopped all live music. So I said, man, I got to do something in order to keep the tradition and the name Tito Puente alive. So what I did is I started branding a lot of things, branded T-shirts, music, the hot sauces. I started doing this cool sneaker line. Check it out. I got the Tito Puente's little sneaker line going on.
Nice.
So I got these custom made sneakers. I'm starting to do that a little bit. Branding is really where it's at for me. And I think that's really where the keys are. I've got a new documentary coming out on the life story of Tito Puente at the end of this year, working with Mr. Edward James Olmos, the actor. He's the executive producer. You can see the trailer. Go to thetitopuenteproject.com. You can see the trailer there. And plus maybe a biopic next year, 2022, of the life story of El Rey de Timbal. But I love that. And I love the fact that I embrace who I am. And I'm his son, and I think it's my duty to keep his name alive, keep his tradition alive, and brand his name, and make sure that the younger generation of today recoger la música de Rey de Tito Puente.
You couldn't make him more proud, brother.
Awesome. Oh man, I appreciate it. Speaking of that, check it out, man. I wanted to show you some. I was excited that I was going to be on you with the tattoos and all that. I actually got a tattoo of my father, which came out really cool. Check it out, mira. I don't know if you can see it. Mira, guys, que Rey de Timbal.
Oh yeah, I love it, bro.
Chévere,
beautiful
right?
Artwork.
Beautiful artwork. Yeah, I got it done on a show called New York Inc. with my buddy Tommy Montoya many years ago. So I want to get some more work, and you got to recommend a good tattoo artist where I could get some work.
Are you coming to Miami anytime soon?
Man, I live in South Florida, Papa. I'm up here in Broward County in Napa.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count. No me metas el forro ese, bro.
So, but I'll come. I love South Florida. It's a great, great community of people. And hey, all the Latin music recording artists all live in South Florida. We all live here.
When you need a tattoo, you're gonna go to Incaholics. I'll hook you up with my boy Gabe there.
Yes,
he'll take care of you.
I'm good.
Please, anything that you're working on, let me know. I want to make sure we're promoting everything you do, because as Latinos, like you said, we all got to stick together. Mm-hmm. And my social media platform is at your disposal, and we're always here to serve, my brother.
I appreciate that so much, man. It's coming from you guys. I'm a fan of the show. I've been watching you guys, and this is great that you can bring people together through this platform and bring music, entertainment, comedy. I see all the comedians that you have on the show. They're funny as shit, man. I love it.
Tomorrow we're going to be at the Improv. May 5th in Doral. We have the whole crew coming down. They're performing at 8 and 10:30. If you want to go, tickets are on me. Seriously.
Oh, man.
I'm going to send you an email with my number.
Okay.
If you want to go, you and your wife, whoever wants to come, they're more than welcome.
That's good, because I know South Florida's opening up now, so now they can have concerts and things, and as we move forward, things will get better. I got some. Hey, I want to give you some concert tickets too, man. I got my birthday coming up in June, so I got outdoor festival I'm doing in South Florida, so you guys are welcome to come. You and your wife too as well.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. And listen, I got a theme song right now, right? But I'm looking to change it. I need some ideas but I would be honored if you can process for me what my theme song should be. Okay?
Oh, wow. Okay, let me sit with that and ponder on it.
Whatever you
But
want
yeah.
it to be, bro. Lo que sea. As
Yeah,
long
yeah.
as it comes from the talent and the genius himself, I will gladly take it.
Pero bien tropical, hermano. Bien tropical.
Sí,
Con un
chileando.
necesita con un campana.
Okay, Gabo, thank you for coming on, man. It's been a pleasure. Continue to be yourself, smiling, happy, and the legend that your dad is lives on through you, my friend. Thank you so much.
Cafecito y tattoos. I love you guys. Keep up the great work. I'll see you in concert real soon. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook and all that. I do it all. God bless you.
Gabo, take care.
All right, hermano. Ciao.
Bye.